Welcome one and all to the ongoing mission of North American Bowling and SpareTalk toward bringing the sport of bowling back to the prominence it once held when the game was first brought to the shores of the American continents. The podcast that's featured here, with occasional current news items, tips, interviews, and more, primarily focuses on this day in bowling history. Here, we review news snippets from years and decades past, with the understanding that news isn't old, if you've never heard it before. It's with this clear and simple concept that we all must realize that in order for the game to grow, just as it did throughout history, the games must not be separated by the nonsensical ideology that any one game is superior to another. Through the unity of the games, we are all one. It's this unbreakable bond that explains why our sport has thrived and survived since the beginning of documented history. Accept all games and embrace them with the utmost respect. So, join our host, Rod Weaver, as we bring you the news of what happened on this day in the history of bowling. And now, on with the show.
From the year 2001 in the Bay City Times, the Earl Anthony Scholarship Fund is announced. The Earl Anthony Memorial Scholarship Fund is being created as a living tribute to the memory of one of bowling's greatest champions and to the youth of America striving to follow his path. Anthony, an American Bowling Congress and Professional Bowlers Association Hall of Famer, died August 14th. At the time of his death, Anthony was living in retirement in Cornelius, Oregon, with his wife Susie. He was 63. Materials are now being created for associations. They will be in associations' hands in December and out to bowlers in January. The Earl Anthony Memorial Scholarship Fund will become a self-funding endowment administered by the Young American Bowling Alliance. With a minimum target of $1 million, annual proceeds from interest and dividends will provide a number of scholarships to youth bowlers based on need, academic performance, and community involvement. Beyond being the greatest bowler in history, Earl Anthony was a warm and generous man who was involved in a number of charitable activities. ABC Executive Director Roger Dalkin said, "He was adored by bowling enthusiasts around the world, and in return, he never took his many fans for granted." Now it is time for all of us who loved Earl to make sure his memory lives on in a way Earl himself would have sincerely appreciated. I urge everyone to be generous in their contributions to this worthwhile venture. There will be many ways for bowlers, leagues, and associations to become involved with helping to reach the $1 million goal. Details will be presented soon. One of the most decorated champions in bowling history, Anthony won a record 50 national professional titles and was the first bowler to reach $1 million in career earnings. His amazing portfolio of accomplishments and awards includes selection by America's bowling fans as the greatest bowler in the ABC's first 100 years. From the Penticton Western News in 2017, Special Feeling Helping Special Olympians by Mark Brett Western News Staff. Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. That's the oath introduced in the inaugural Special Olympics International Games in Chicago in 1968. Keeping that promise and helping others to do the same has become a family affair for three Penticton sisters for 27 years, Faye Hodgins. Now the 5-pin bowling head coach for Special Olympics BC Penticton has worked with special needs athletes, including her younger sister, Jerry Lee Hodgins. 4 years ago, their other sister, Michelle Riches, decided to get on board upon her return to Penticton. After volunteering for a couple of years, she too decided to get her coaching certification and now works with athletes in bowling, bocce, and powerlifting. And she couldn't be happier. It's the most amazing experience in the world. She said during a break in the Tuesday afternoon bowling competition at Sunday Country Lanes, a weekly event for nearly 40 athletes, "You cannot have a bad day." I mean, if you've had a bad day and you come to be with the athletes, they put a smile on your face. You just can't help it. Watching them, the interaction among themselves, the camaraderie, cheering each other on, and they get to know you. They get to love you. You get so many hugs. It just feels so good when you leave. Her sister Faye agreed. "What I get out of this is a lot of joy, and I come in here and they light you up. You walk out of here with a happy face. In spite of what else is happening, you feel really good. There are a variety of seasonal sporting options for athletes locally, in addition to 5- and 10-pin bowling, including snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, softball, basketball, and swimming, while she helps the athletes with their skills, conducts stretching exercises, and deals with organizational matters. Much of Rich's work is cheering on her charges who range in age, from 8 to 70. "My hands are sore from clapping, and I have no voice at the end of the day," said Riches, adding about watching her sister compete. "It warms my heart to see Jerry Lee's face light up with excitement when she does well, and while cheering on her teammates. But we also let the athletes know that it's okay if you don't win every time. Just have a good time, and we just have a ball." When asked about her most memorable moment in the time she has worked with Special Olympics, Riches was hard-pressed to come up with just one. "I can honestly say that every day I am involved with the athletes has been memorable." She said, "The one thing that did stand out in her mind was the trip to the Special Olympics 2017 Summer Games in Kamloops in July with a Kelowna bowling team. That was a great experience. It was with a whole different group of athletes. Seeing them enjoy the experience was amazing. My sisters were also there with the SoBC Penticton team, and it was wonderful to experience it with them. The opening and closing ceremonies where I saw all of the athletes in one place gave me chills, and my heart was bursting with waves of love and enthusiasm." SoBC Penticton is currently looking to expand its program schedule and needs more volunteers to enjoy what Riches describes as a life-changing experience. From the year 1966 in the Washington Daily News. News AMF Bowling Clinic Schedule Set. The 5-day schedule for the Washington Daily News and American Machine and Foundry-free 10-pin and duck-pin bowling clinics has just been completed. Wayne Zahn 10-pin bowling's all-time. Single-season money winner Pat Patterson and Jesse Miller will compose next Tuesday's opening day 10-pin team of instructors who will begin the long-awaited clinics at Fairlanes College Park at 10 a.m. Elizabeth Toots Barger and Mabel Schatz, well-known duck-pinners, will open their clinics Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Fairlanes University. The second 10-pin team of Nelson Burton Jr., Lindy Fargilly, and June Llewellyn will begin their sessions on Wednesday, 10 a.m. at Fairlanes University. A second duck-pin team of Jim Wolfensberger and Dottie Clark will conduct the night clinics at Bowl America houses on all 4 dates. The other duck-pin team of Frank McAlizzi and Sue Brown will hold 10 a.m. clinics next Thursday and Friday. A total of 18 morning, afternoon, and evening 10-pin clinics will be staged in the 5 days from Tuesday through Saturday, while 13 duck-pin clinics will be held Tuesday through Friday. Door prizes will be given at all clinics. From the year 2014 in the record. Duck-pin format is enjoying new push. The bowling industry is always looking for new ways to boost the game, and the latest drive is to put duck-pin bowling on the map around the world. Duck-pin bowling has been around a long time, mostly in the Baltimore area, but has been far better organized than you might imagine. It is played on regulation 10-pin lanes and is very popular with youngsters and seniors, but the sport has many advantages to bring to light. The duck bowling balls weigh about 3½ pounds and easily are handled by youngsters and seniors alike. Most duck-pin bowlers roll in the 90s, though some reach the 130s and 140s, and that puts them in the pro class. There never has been a sanctioned duck-pin 300 game. Scoring is the same as with the big pins, with one exception. If you don't come up with a strike or spare on the first attempt, you are allowed a third ball, but that can add only a pin or two to the total. And some bowlers start so young they use the popular two-handed delivery, now becoming more common in all areas of the globe. The basic object of bowling has been the same since forms of the activity were reported thousands of years in the past. All those now involved in duck-pins are enthusiastic about the increased interest in their favorite pastime and recreation, feeling that any boost to any area of bowling aids all areas of the sport. It has been wrongly accepted that duck-pin bowling was a staple only in the Baltimore area. That is untrue. Duck-pins were featured in most southern states and well into New England, where candlepins were played, and in Canada, where a variety called 5-pins was featured. Too many times, when bowling was trying to push various forms of the sport, it revolved around changing specifications of lanes and equipment. The new accent on putting bowling together with duck-pins doesn't do that. It puts them in the same grouping and well could serve both. From the Bay City, times from the year 2001, Duluth sweats out victory against Barnes. Tommy DeLutz Jr. survived a thrilling title match and won his second PBA title Sunday afternoon in the PBA Long Island Open at Mohegan Sunday Arena. Following a seesaw 10th frame, Duluth of Flushing, New York, defeated Chris Barnes of Dallas 215 to 213 and earned the $40,000 top prize. Entering the 10th, Duluth needed a strike and 9 pins for the win, but unfortunately left the dreaded 7-10 split on a light pocket hit. "I didn't really throw it that bad," he said. "So I wasn't really frustrated with myself. It was just a big letdown more than anything." Barnes, who finished the match, controlled his own destiny in the 10th frame with a chance to pick up his second win of the season. The three-time champion needed a spare and strike to win by 1. His first shot left the 10-pin, which he converted, staging the tension-filled final frame. On the final shot, Barnes threw the ball too fast, left the 2-4-5 combination, and settled for the $20,000 second prize. "I didn't even dream it was possible for me to go light," said Barnes about the shot. "Given the same circumstances again, I would have done the same thing." Barnes struck in frames 1, 2, 4, 5, and 9. He picked up spares in the 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th. Duluth struck in frames 1, 3, and threw the game's only foundation of strikes in frames 6 through 9. He converted spares in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th. "After so many weeks of bowling this format, when people have needed a hit against me to win, they've got it every time," said Duluth. "One think I've saved up all my breaks until today." But Barnes is one of the top 3 bowlers in the world. "I never expected to catch that kind of break against him." In the semifinals, Duluth defeated Tony Reyes of San Jose, California, 250-8 to 216, while Barnes knocked off Walter Ray Williams Jr. of Ocala, Florida, 247 to 213. Reyes and Williams tied in 3rd place with $10,000 each. Duluth got beat by Barnes 3-2 in the round of 8 Saturday night, but managed to qualify for the finals in the wild card spot after having the best average of the eliminated players. He beat Norm Duke of Clermont, Florida, in the wild card match 230, 8 to 218, and advanced into the semifinals. Duke finished 5th and pocketed $9,000. PBA Tour travels to Louisville, Kentucky for the PBA Greater Louisville Open at Executive Strike and Spare through Sunday. ESPN will televise the finals live Sunday from 1 to 2:30 p.m. From the Star Phoenix from the year 1982, Levine, a living legend. Bowlers, cast your eyes on a set of impressive stats that will knock your socks off. Picture yourself involved in a year of bowling that would undoubtedly place you at the top of the bowling hierarchy of the professional circuit. Canadian Record Book is full of impressive scores. Canadian high average for one full year of league bowling is 318. The 2-game Canadian record is 870. The 3-game record is 1170. 4-game record is 1529. And the 5-game record is 1706. This impressive list is dominated by 3 individuals. 2 are from Saskatoon. Anne Sawatsky holds the Canadian 2-game record of 870 with games of 420 and 450. And Bruce Wallach rolled a 1706 score for 5 games. Wallach also has 3rd place tied down for the high Canadian 4-game block with a 1495. Our local stars on the lane deserve recognition, but one bowler yet to be mentioned has taken his career beyond that of any other bowler in the world. Frank Levine, a semi-retired 40-year-old formerly of Montreal and now residing in Vancouver, has set the bowling world on its ear. Levine's first love was duckpin bowling, which is played on a lane surface identical to 5-pin, with the only change being the pin. The duckpin is shorter and a little broader than the 5-pin, and the belly is encircled by a rubber band, as is the 5-pin. Levine's magic begins here. He has 77 perfect duckpin games, 2 perfect 10-pin games, and in just 1 year, he has 4 perfect 5-pin games. This is along with his Canadian 5-pin high average of 318, high Canadian 3-game total of 1,176, and 4-game total of 1,529. But these are just the tip of the Levine iceberg. In league play, Levine averages 1/400 single per week. No other bowler in Canadian or world bowling history has attained such a feat. Other amazing scores to Levine's credit include 4 series of 4-game blocks at 1,472, 1,484, 1,486, and 1,529. Of course, his 1,529 block is a Canadian record and equates to a hefty 382 series average. For 3 games, Levine holds at least first and second place with a 1,172 and 1,176 series, for an evening average of 392. On the tournament circuit, he has competed professionally in 3 bowling sports, 10-pin, duck-pin, and 5-pin. On every occasion, Frank Levine has made more than enough money. Levine's first taste of the pro circuit was in the eastern provinces and United States, but the challenge of 5-pin lured him west for a slice of the big western pro circuit. Levine's conviction to 5-pin has proved professionally to be both his biggest challenge and most lucrative switch. Thus far, 5-pin has netted Levine more than $50,000. Levine's name stands as a legend among bowlers. At his age, he has a lot of living to do before he retires completely from bowling. Here's a short snippet from the Muskegon Chronicle from the year 1991. No headline, just a reference to bowling. David Ozio rolled past Mark McDowell, 230, 5-160 in the title match of the Professional Bowlers Association Chevy Truck Classic at Rochester, New York on Saturday. Ozio Providor, Texas, averaged 240 over 2 games in the championship round, in which 3 of the 4 games were decided on the last ball. The first 3 matches were decided by a total of 4 pins. Time for a trip to the sit-in bowling clinic of Dr. X. Today's tip, which has been discussed recently, is from Hall of Famer Don Carter. From the year 1961, in the Grand Rapids press, shift ball to right for right-handers. Bowlers should use some sort of lift of the ball as they start their motion. My personal habit is to lift the ball with the right hand to above the level of my eyes as I get ready to swing. Others may find a lower lift more comfortable. However, in any lift, the ball should be shifted to the right as the bowler starts to let it drop into the backswing. If this is not done, the body must be contorted or bent to the left to get out of the ball's way on the downswing. This, no doubt, would cause an eccentric and uneven backswing. From the year 1962, in the Evening Sun newspaper, Kegglers to Boost Toy Drive. Kegglers of the Maryland Men's and Women's Classic Leagues will support the Toys for Tots program this weekend, with special Toy Day roll-offs slated in both circuits. Under a plan conceived by Joe Moore of the Timonium team, each of the 70 men and 40 women Classic Leaguers will bring 1 toy valued at $1 or more to the lanes with them. The toys will be turned over to the Marine Corps Reserve's Toy for Tots program for distribution to underprivileged children at Christmas. The women's wheel rolls tonight at the Walbrook Lanes, and the men see action tomorrow at the Colt Lanes Dundalk. From the Tampa Bay Times from the year 1993, Stuss scores big win at PBA Senior Championships. Gene Stuss, a retired General Motors executive, won his 5th PBA Senior title and 3rd straight Ebonite PBA Senior Championship recently in Venice. Stuss beat Oklahoma's Gary Dickinson 224-199 to collect the $25,000 first prize. The unique tournament utilized all 4 of the Galaxy Lanes chain centers in Manatee and Sarasota counties. PBA Senior Player of the Year balloting will take place in December. Dickinson is the tour's leading money winner with more than $78,000. Stuss is second at $75,565, and John Handegard is third at $67,123. Well, I guess we've come to the end and we'll be wrapping it up for today. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. As usual, if you haven't already done so and would like to be notified when future videos become available and are published, feel free to hit the subscribe button in the lower right corner of the videos or YouTube video screen. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing everyone on the upcoming Thursday or Friday. Take care.